Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. This is Omar Abdul Malik, physician assistant slash associate and health educator. So, there's a lot going on in the media today in the world, because there's a lot going on in the world, and it concerns health issues. So, immigration is a health issue, abortion is a health care issue, and of course, the COVID-19 is a healthcare issue. Oh yeah, and different governments taking over the country in which they reside and when the U.S. is left. So I wanted to ask those of you guys who are following a lot of this COVID-19 vaccine mandates, how you feel about it. Give me your thoughts respectfully, please. I think people just resent being told what to do. And one of the beautiful things about being in the United States of America and being a citizen thereof is that we have choices. And I spoke about this before. Within reason, we have choices. And we have freedom of religion. We have freedom of speech. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the homicide issue. That's also a healthcare issue. But when we as a public feel that those are being tread upon, we rebel in various ways. Either we don't comply with a particular mandate, or we protest, either through writing or speaking out or acting against. So if you followed the news, there's a lot of healthcare providers who are just leaving their jobs because they don't feel as if, they don't want to get the COVID-19 vaccine. And they're like, I'm not doing it. I'll give up my job. I talked to some other clinicians that are willing to give up their licenses, which to me is magnanimous of them, but and there are probably things about which I feel strongly enough that I'd be willing to give up my PA medical license. But I wonder if we've reached a point where there's fine lines between. Let's finish my workout. Sorry for the sweat. If we reach a point where there's fine lines between trying to do, well, I'll say this, freedom of speech and not having freedom of speech. So I guess everybody saw Nicki Minaj tweeted something about she was hesitant to get the vaccine because she wanted to do more research, because somebody, I think it was her cousin's boyfriend, or somebody like that, had suffered swollen testicles, a swollen scrotum, which may have been a varicose or torsion for all we know. We don't know. And she did not say that the vaccine, I read the tweet, she didn't say that the vaccine caused this. She said this is what happened after the person that she knew got the vaccine. So she was going to wait and do her research, which in my opinion is a fair thing to do. Along with being a PA, I'm also a health educator. I did my doctorate in health education, and I dealt with treatment adherence. And there was, just like there's vaccine hesitancy, there was antiretroviral hesitancy among people who had HIV, and
you brought the books right up.
Some of them were sexually active to varying degrees, but they didn't want to take the antiretroviral regimen. Now, as a clinician, I may be like, oh, hey, look, come on, you got to take this stuff. And the CDC, I should say, in the earlier part of 2000, in 2015, we're changing different guidelines. So what was considered full-blown AIDS changed. So, CD4 count below, or helper T cell, if you will, below 200, and then it changed from, getting people who had, those people, you had to get them on antiretroviral therapy. Then it became, well, no, everybody with HIV needs to be on antiretroviral therapy. And this was a change, and not a lot of my patients were with that. They're like, no, I got a T cell count of 1,000 and a viral load of 5,000. I'm not taking it. I got some of them contact me to this day to tell me they're still not on therapy after 20 years of having HIV. And that is their right, I think. If we are going to use social media as a way of, meaning our government, is going to use social media as a way of weeding out people who comply or don't comply, or just have a differing opinion and castigate them or punish them by way of either publicly shaming them, calling them names, or cutting off their means of income. Either you fire a person, or in clinicians like myself, you take their license. Well, you can get your license renewed once you show proof of vaccine. I don't know where we're going with this. We already have a clinician shortage. We have a shortage of nurses, a shortage of doctors. There's not a lot of PAs like myself. There's less than 200,000 of us that are licensed in the country. Especially at this time, we really need clinicians. But when I see mandates, like in DC, all clinicians have got to be receive the COVID vaccine. I personally know people who are going to have a problem with it. Now, I shared this with you on another video that I got it of my own accord. Did the Moderna, but I had vaccine hesitancy. I was ignorant about a lot of things, and they were still trying to figure out which of the 4 biotech pharmaceutical companies was going to be the first to get their vaccine developed, and Moderna was one of the first ones out there. We're still learning things about these side effects of vaccines and so forth, but I didn't want to be, it meant enough for me not to be a danger to my patients, because I did not want to be one of those asymptomatic or low symptomatic carriers or folks with COVID, and to spread it to my very sick patients, who are, many of them whom are frail elderly with multiple morbidities. So that's why I decided to do it. I did it of my own accord. And there's people who have problems with that, but you don't want me coughing over your sick loved one and giving them COVID, which has happened in some of the hospitals, because their immune system might not be able to handle it. But just let me know what you think. And social media. Social media is a form of freedom of expression. Are we still free to use it without fear of reprisal or serious punitive measures taken against us? Especially if you're a clinician, whether it's a tweet or a Facebook post or some comment that you make on Instagram or a TikTok video. Are our rights to speak out being increasingly impinged upon? And just tell me what you feel, or what you think. Please be polite to me and each other. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. Peace. Just in case you're wondering, my wife is driving. It's illegal to vlog whilst driving in DC. So I try to respect it. Take care, guys. And for those of you guys that are interested in becoming a PA or a health educator like myself, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram code or whatever address in the description. Take care. Stay well. Peace.